I've been thinking a lot about rules this past week. On Sunday, I was reminded of God's rules, the Ten Commandments. Those have been around for centuries. Watching the news, I've been reminded about our society's rules, and those seem to change with the times. As businesses are starting to open, I've been reading new rules, making sure that I know what to do when I want to go into their store and shop. As a staff at Crossroads, we too are establishing new rules for the current COVID-19 situation. Rules are a big deal. They establish order to enable groups of people to function well together. But as Emmy and I were walking around the park, we had a long talk about who makes the rules and also about the whys behind the rules. Is the rule trying to create fairness for all? Is it about keeping people safe? Is it fear-based, wanting to abdicate responsibility? Or is the rule helping people experience the fullness of life? Or is it keeping them behind a barrier? Rules are tricky, and it matters who makes them. I remember watching two young sisters trying to play a game that obviously the older one made up. Every time her younger sister took a turn, the older one would then talk about a new rule that inevitably would make the younger sister have to start over or lose a turn or have to pay money. I realized that immaturity is lethal when making rules. Had the mom not eventually intervened, the younger sister was about to resort to violence to get her sister to knock it off with all the rules. Mom saw that this was a time when the rules needed to change, so the family had to come together to establish a new way of functioning together. Big sister had to give up control, little sister had to be heard. But even when rules are well thought out, they're not always easy to follow. The Bible gives us some doozies. Emmy and I decided that love your enemies is the hardest rule to follow. Do not covet is darn near impossible. Rejoice always can sometimes be confusing to follow. Obey your parents and the partnering command, do not exasperate your children. I think those get broken every single day. Emmy and I are thankful that Jesus boiled all down to two rules: love God and love others. As you go out into the world today, focus on those. Ask God to give you opportunities to love Him as you love others, today and every day. Remember, you are loved. Have a great week.